All right. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat shalom, which I should have started in the first one, the first place. Shabbat shalom. This is part two of Yom Kippur of 9/30/2025. This is Yom Kippur, which is the Day of Atonement, which is 9/30/2025. We just did part one. Which is this is a holy day. By this being a holy day, this is the 10th day of the seventh month, according to the new moons, which I believe is the dark moons. A lot of stuff came out in part one. Also, the blessings came out what I was sharing as well in part one. Something I wanted to share these two sisters. One of them was there. I'm surprised that she wouldn't even see it the way I seen it. But then again, my wife always said my head is way down the road. So it's things that I see that other people can't see right off. But, it depends on where you are. So, this is part two of Yom Kippur, which is the holy day. It is a holy day. It is Yom Kippur, which is Day of Atonement, of 9/30/2025 or 9/30/25, right? So now what I want to do to start off this here, we're doing two parts again. I'm going into the curses of Deuteronomy 28. Once I get done I'm in Isaiah 58 at this point in time. And don't forget, I'm doing two Yom Kippurs. One this month, the noon of 29th until the end of the 30th, which is today, the end of today. And next month, we're going to do the 29th until the end of the 30th, just to be sure, because we're supposed to be in the seventh month. I don't know, according to the beginning of the year, which was spring, did it start March 29th or did it start in April 27th by the new moons at that time? So this is where I am today. I counted from there. I counted this being either the seventh month, according to March 29th, or next month being the seventh month, according to April 27th, according to the new moons of those months, of those dates. Now, right now, we're going into a description of true, it says religion, but of true knowledge of Yah, Father, I'm concerned. But we're going to go right here. Isaiah chapter 58. We're going to start at verse 1. It states, "Cry aloud, spare not." This is what we're supposed to be doing, and this is what I do. "Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet." This is what I'm doing and been doing. "And show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob, their sins." You see that? Show my people their transgressions, my people, and the house of Jacob their sins. See, Jacob is dead Israel. Israel is awoken, and Judah is the head. But Jacob is dead Israel, who don't know who they are and who is awakening out of sleep and who is doing sinful thoughts against the law. That's the reason why it says, "And show the house of Israel and the house of Israel their sins." Verse 2, "Yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness." How many of y'all Christians out there think y'all righteous? I'm saved. And they act like they all that. "As a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinance of their father," their Yah. And forsook not like you did righteousness, you ain't forsaking his law, but y'all following a man and worshiping the man. "They ask of me the ordinance of justice. They take delight in approaching to Yah." They take delight in I know I'm saved. I know I'm this. I'm saved by the blood of Jesus. Jesus. 3. "Wherefore have we fasted," say they, "and thou seest not? Wherefore have we afflicted our soul, and thou taketh no knowledge. You afflict your soul, but you ain't getting no knowledge. You ain't getting no knowledge in the affliction. You just still mundane doing the things that you're doing. Behold, in the day of your fast, ye find pleasure and exact all your labors. Oh, you doing all kinds of stuff in your fast. You're exacting your labor. Okay, I got to make sure I pay my bills. I got to do this and that. I'm finding pleasure. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, and whatever it is in that time. Verse 4. Behold, ye fast for strife. How many of y'all do that? I got guys that's coming at me that way, thinking they know. They fast for strife and debate. How many people do I know that's fast? They fast and they think, oh, but then they think they get, then all they do is debate. And to smite with the fist of wickedness, and shall not say, ye shall not fast as ye do this day. You should not do fast like that. I did not tell you to fast like that, and what y'all think y'all know, y'all really don't know. Ye should not fast as ye do this day, to make your voice be heard on high. See? Is it such a fast that I have chosen? A day for a man to afflict his soul? Is that a day that I chosen? Ain't that what I chose? Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush, and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Wilt thou call this a fast and acceptable day to Yah? All these are questions. Verse 6. Is not this the fast that I have chosen? Is this not the fast that I have chosen? To loose the bands of wickedness. This is the reason why we fast. See, the wickedness that we have done, we're asking the Creator for forgiveness. To loose the bands of wickedness. The stuff that we did that we thought was right was wicked in the Creator's eyesight. This is wickedness. We're loosing those by fasting to correct ourselves. To loose the bands of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens. To undo these heavy burdens. And to let the oppressed go free. Ones who are oppressed, let them, okay, man, it's all right. It's all good. And that ye break every yoke. I think it would probably be bondage, but break every yoke. Let this stuff go. You got anger and stuff. Let that stuff go. Forgive and keep it moving. Verse 7. Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry? You give your bread to people. People are hungry out there. Just help them out. Give them a little bit of change. Give them some funds. Give them something to eat. And that thou bring the poor that are cast out to thy house. People who are out there, bring them on in. Nowadays we don't know about that, but we can help them in certain type of ways. When thou seest the naked, that thou cover him. People need raiment when they're cold. These women and stuff, you put clothes on all the people out here, but the whole point is they ain't gonna want your clothes no way because they think they good. All these nakedness and stuff that's happening. And that thou hide not thyself from thy own flesh. Oh, I see him coming, man. Let me go ahead and get away from this person. I don't want to deal with him. Man, he gonna be talking that Jesus stuff. He gonna be talking that Christian stuff. He gonna be talking that Bible stuff. They gonna be talking stuff. I don't want to hear that stuff. Verse 8. Then shall thy light break forth as the moon day. But you got, number one, is not to deal the bread. You got to deal your bread to the hungry. People that's in hunger. Bring the poor, and that thou bring the poor that thou that are cast out to thy house, to take people in to care for them. When thou seest the naked, that thou cover him, cover people that need clothing and raiment, and that thou hide not thyself from thine own flesh. Don't hide yourself from your own people. Excuse me. 8. Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, the beginning of the day, and thine health shall spring forth speedily, and thy righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of Yah shall be thy reward. See that? His glory gonna be your reward, and y'all really don't understand what his reward really is. I'm coming to understand a whole lot more than what I thought, or what I knew, should I say. Verse 9. Then shalt thou call, and Yah shall answer. Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, Here I am. If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth the finger, and the speaking vanity. Oh, I'm doing all this and all this. Yeah, you just all that. 10. And if thou draw out thy soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday, as the beginning of the evening. 11. And Yah shall guide thee continually, and satisfy thy soul in drought. Continually. Excuse me. And make fat thy bones, and thou shalt be like a watered garden, and like a spring of water whose waters fail not. Continually blossoming and blooming and running. Verse 12. And they that shall be found of thee shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of the path to dwell in. 13 and 14, last verse. The observant of the Sabbath, this is every Sabbath. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of Yah, honorable, and shall honor Yah, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words. That's why we're supposed to be in the Creator's words on the Sabbath days. 14 and last verse. Then shalt thou delight thyself in Yah, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth. The high places of the earth is coming. Did we just read that in Deuteronomy 28, verse 1? And if thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the Holy One of Yah, honorable, and shall honor Yah, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words. Then, 14, the last verse, then shalt thou delight thyself. You're going to delight yourself in Yah, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob, thy father, for the mouth of Yah has spoken it. And the heritage of Jacob is the earth. Just hit me. Ride upon the places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father. For the mouth of Yah has spoken it. That means that he said it. I went through a glitch right then. The mouth of Yah has spoken it. Since we're going to go back in time. Back to Deuteronomy 28. And there's something I want to share with that. Deuteronomy 28:1 says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yah thy Father, to observe and to do all his commandments, what we were just saying, which I command thee this day, that Yah thy Father will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. We just read over here at the end of 58, Isaiah 58. Just that last part. I got rid of it before I got back to where I was going over here. Isaiah 58, what it says right here. Right here. It says, then shalt thou delight thyself in Yah, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father, for the mouth of Yah has spoken it. And again, that part in 28, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yah thy Father, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yah thy Father will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yah thy Father. What does it say over here in 14 now? I'm getting to first and 14 before I go into 15. (13 and 14) says, 12, 13, and 14. Yah shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven, to give the rain unto thy land and his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. 13. And Yah shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If that thou hearkenest unto the commandments of Yah thy Father, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them. 14 and last verse at this point. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other deities to serve them. Now, the curses. And all this is of the New Testament and the curses of today that we have fell under the Roman Empire. All this is of the Roman Empire. Coming into it, being in it until we come out. But as I was sharing at the end of part 1, bondage. And as a matter of fact, for y'all who don't get to the end of this, I'm going to go ahead and hit this point for you real quick. I'm going to read it again as I did not too long ago. Part 1. And what I stated was in 68, it says, and Yah shall bring thee into Egypt again, where we at today. Spiritual Egypt. With ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. And the whole world is Egypt today. It's not just America. Egypt is the way the world is today, all the way around. So a lot of people just looking for Egypt to be America. Anywhere that ships was taken and people was taken to, that was it. And Yah shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it, your land, no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondsmen and bondswomen, and no man shall buy you. Y'all are being sold on the auction block every day. Y'all are being sold today across the world by the trust, your funds, your riches. You've been sold. You've been sold daily. Y'all just don't know it because you're blind to it. So while you're blind, this comes with the blindness that you're in. Verse 15, the consequences of disobedience, I like to say, to the law. to Yah's voice. 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou were not bondmen and bondwomen. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yah thy Father, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now this is going to happen. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. The first one is where we at, the city, and then in the country, which is the fields. Excuse me. 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Will be cursed. 19 through 20. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. Like I always say, many different things that this happen to as a people. 20. Yah shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me, forsaken the Creator. Yah shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land, whether thou go possess it. Go to possess it. 22. Yah shall smite thee with a consumption, and with a fever, and with inflammation, and with an extreme burning. As I say, the women that's going through all this, and this is first. With an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. Mm-hmm. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. And I look at that Greek and Rome. Greek came in, took over the earth, and gave the power to Rome. Excuse me, y'all. 24. Yah shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. From heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. 25. Yah shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go in one way, thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed unto all the kingdoms of the earth. 26. And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, thy carcass, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. Y'all know it's different kind of beasts too. This to me, I look at it as examples of people coming to your door and looking for money. 27. Yah will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the hemorrhoids, and with the scab, and with the itch, whereof thou canst not be healed. Y'all see that? Yah will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the hemorrhoids, and with the scab, hemorrhoids, which is hemorrhoids, with the itch thereof thou cannot be healed. 28. Yah shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in the darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. See? You shall not prosper. And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. And no man shall save thee. Y'all got to understand that point. Saying no man will save you. That's a powerful point that people don't get. 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. 31. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. And thou shalt have none to rescue them. 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. You see that? And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in them in thy hand. 33. That happened to me. Not me, but my wife, actually. My ex, not my wife, ex-wife. Let's do this. I'm going to put that on golden. Thy son and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. Child support. And then the ones who taken them from you. And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. You see that? And say, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. The other nations eating up our stuff now. Elon Trump went in and found out all the funds that was being extorted or manipulated, but nobody wanted to listen to him. 34. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. Yah shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed, from the sole of thy feet unto the top of thy head. 36. Yah shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. These key points here. Unto a nation where thy fathers, neither thy father have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. Your wood is the cross. Your stone is over there in Mecca. Muslims. 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether Yah shall lead thee. 38. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shall gather but little in, for the locust shall eat them up. 39. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine, nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them. For the worms shall eat them. Excuse me, y'all. Verse 40. Thou shalt have olive trees throughout all thy coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil. For thine olive shall cast his fruit. 41. Thou shalt begat sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Child support, as I share, the system. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall be locusts. The land shall the locust consume. 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get thee up above thee, very high, and thou shalt come down very low. The stranger that's in thee. Sound like the sickness that people have. What they call it? Bipolar. Stuff that people go through. 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head of and thou shalt be the tail. 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yah thy Father, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. Excuse me, y'all. Getting a little tired, y'all. I was up last night for a minute. I had to get up early to take my mom's, and I'm back up, and then I got to do one at 6. So I'm going to sleep good tonight. I'm going to eat and sleep good after the sun go down. Again, 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. This is the Creator's word. Because, there's always a cause and effect. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yah thy Father, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which he command thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign, right? And for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, your children. Like they always say, generational curse. Like they always say, it's in my bloodline. But no, you got to change. Excuse me. 48. No, 47. Because thou servest not Yah thy Father with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things. I shared some yesterday about this woman time she was looking for her husband to mess up for so many years, many years. They said, well, that's all right. I'm just going to get a divorce because I just want to be happy. People will trip. 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, with which Yah shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. 49. Yah shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. 50. 50. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. 51. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or increase of thy kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which Yah thy father hath given thee. Excuse me, y'all. I told you I'm zoning out for a moment. 53. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body. You see that? That's going on today. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, in a sense, the flesh of thy sons and the flesh of thy daughters, which Yah thy father has given thee, in the siege and in the straitness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee. People doing it today. Back then they were doing it purposely. Today they doing it unknowingly. Why they doing it unknowingly today? Is because they're feeding you flesh in these fast food restaurants. They're giving you flesh of other humans. 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the raiment of his children, which he shall leave. Which he shall leave. Let me get that again. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil. Okay, delicate, tender and delicate. That sounds like these people today, these men out here raised by these women. That's what it sounds like. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother and towards the wife of his bosom. All of these tender men. And towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. You see that? Tender. These sound soft. There you go. These soft men. And towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. 55. Deuteronomy 28:55. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat. That was going on at another time. Because he have nothing left him in nothing left him in the siege, and in the straitness wherewith the enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates. 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil towards the husband. You see that? Look at that. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil towards her husband of her bosom, and towards her son and towards her daughter. Now you see that? That's going on today. Yep. That's going on today. A lot of these women that's tender, which is soft, that actually don't want to be and don't want their children. I seen a girl throwing them to put a baby, just had a baby, threw the baby in the garbage can. But it was the father that had a homeless man go in, and he found that baby in the garbage bag. Verse 57. And towards her young one that cometh out from between, there you go right there. And towards her young one, this is talking about the women right here. And towards her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and towards her children which she shall bear. This is going on today. For she shall eat them for want of all things, secretly in the siege, and straightness wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee in the gates. Now, some don't have to look at everything as particularly eating on a literally. Let's look at this, not mental, but let's look at this on a not mental, not spiritual. But look at this on the note of a not physical, but not literal. I would just say mental. When they have these women are having children just to get a check. Look at that. Women are having children just to get a check, and they're eating up the check. Just like when women, they just expect for men to do everything for them. They don't do nothing but spread their legs. For she shall eat them for want of all things, secretly in the siege, and straightness wherewith the enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. 58. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, you see that? That thou mayest fear the glorious and fearful name of Yah thy Father, then Yah will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long countenances, and sore sickness, and of long countenance. 60. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will Yah bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. 62. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice few in number, whereas thou hast with stars of heaven multiple, because thou wouldst not obey the voice of Yah thy Father. Voice of Yah thy Father. And it shall come to pass that as Yah rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so Yah will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land, whether thou goest possess it. 64. And Yah shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth, even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other deities, from which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. He let you know what he did and is doing right now today. All this is prophecy. 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall thy sole of thy foot have rest, but Yah shall give thee there a trembling heart, and filling of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and day and night, day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. Mm. 67 and 68. In the morning thou shalt say, with Yah it was evening, and in the evening shalt say, even thou shalt say, with Yah it were morning. For the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eye which thou shalt see. 6-8 and last verse, and the conclusion and understanding to it again. And Yah shall bring thee into Egypt again, where we are today, really all over the earth, with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, which was our land. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondsmen and bondswomen, and no man shall buy you. That conclusion of that point of view is that the bonds that we are made from, not us, but the straw man, the estate is made at birth. Once you're born, they make an estate for your name. They take the same name that the live living being is and give it to a piece of paper, and that's the bond paper that they made for you at birth. That's the bond they're talking about. That's why it says no man will buy you, because there's only corporations would be buying that bond. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye, and don't forget that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm the same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. And we're going to do the benediction first before we do the Shema. So we're getting ready to do the benediction, which is in Numbers chapter 6, the last few verses right here. Numbers chapter 6, the priestly benediction. Now, I'm only giving this because I'm giving it to end it, and this is the high holy day, and this is to be given over the people. The priestly benediction. And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee, and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee, and give thee peace. And they shall put Yah's name upon the children of Israel, and Yah will bless them. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekebo, Vakuto Iolam, Vaed, Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah our Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Thank you, Father, for reading on your word. Thank you for your blessings. Thank you for your word. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for another beautiful day. Thank you for another beautiful Shabbat and a beautiful day of atonement, which is Yom Kippur. We bless you, praise you, and thank you. Hallelujah. 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 Praise you, Almighty. And for anybody like to get in contact with me, you can always call or text me at 770-572-5315. You can, that's 770-572-5315. You can always email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. And if you'd like to catch me on not my platform, but my I just gave you my email, lkhyym@gmail.com. But also, if you'd like to catch me on YouTube and also my Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, uh, which is, and or my YouTube is JuicePro33. That's JuicePro33. JuicePro33. All one word, excuse me, y'all. All one word all together. You all right?
Yes.
All one word, all together.
I can spell what?
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 All right. All one word. Also, if you'd like to catch me on Instagram and Twitter, my Instagram and my Twitter is LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. That's LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. Greetings, Julia. Look like you made it at the end of Yom Kippur, but hopefully I see you this evening at 6 p.m. at Introductory to Knowledge, the Sovereign Class of Knowledge. We'll be there on Zoom only, but thank you for coming through. I'm glad you made it, but you made it at the end of part 2. Again, that was Instagram, LKHYY, Instagram and TikTok, which is L'chaim underscore the Jews, which is LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. And my other TikTok is Michael the Juice Harris, which is MI apostrophe. My other Instagram, my other TikTok is Michael the Juice Harris, which is MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. There's my other Instagram, my other TikTok, excuse me, I'm getting mixed up. Now my Facebook is Mikael Harris, which is MI apostrophe CHAEL space HARRIS. That's MI apostrophe CHAEL space HARRIS. That's my Facebook. Now for my full version, which is from Zoom, my Zoom full version is on YouTube under video. There's YouTube under video. My part 1 and part 2 is under live, but my full version is under video and is also part of Twitter, which is X Twitter, which is JuicePro33, all one word, and is also under rumble.com/LKHYYM. The full version is. Excuse me. Rumble.com/LKHYYM and also Patreon.com/LKHYYM. It's the full version. Patreon.com/LKHYYM. Now, my platforms to get in contact with me. I'm going to give me some rest before 6 Eastern Time. But my platforms, you can get in contact with me at, we have Fight Fire with Truth on quote unquote Sundays. No, the night after Sunday, between Sunday and Monday. We have Fight Fire with Truth. And that is also open conversation. That's at 9 o'clock at night between Sunday and Monday. What people call it Sunday night. Also, we have Mikael's Knowledge of Truth, people call Monday nights, which is actually between the night between Monday and Tuesday. Mikael's Knowledge of Truth, which was last night. And that's 9 o'clock Eastern. Both of them 9 o'clock Eastern time. Mikael's Knowledge of Truth, 9 o'clock Eastern. And we also have on Tuesday nights, which is tonight, between Tuesday and Wednesday.
No.
Tonight, between two, well, not even tonight, it's this evening at 6. It's not even tonight. So it's the evening. It's near the end of the evening, which is still sunlight at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Introductory to Solving Class of Knowledge. And that's at 6 p.m. this evening, coming up in a few hours. That's why I'm about to get off and give me some rest. Also, last but not least, we have Assembly of the Righteous on the Sabbath. Assembly of the Righteous on the Sabbath. That's at 12 p.m. noon. Assembly of the Righteous, 12 p.m. noon on the Sabbath day, which we call Saturday. Other than that, I'd like to thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. You see my eyes is heavy. I got a little sleep from last night on until today. Now I'm ready to give me some more rest before I get up at 6 p.m. for Introductory to Solving Class of Knowledge. Other than that, I thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. Julia, I hope to see you in a few hours. I'm going to take Zoom off first. Then I'm going to say bye to everybody else. I look forward to seeing you, talking to you, and sharing more information on Zoom a little bit later on today. Other than that, I thank everybody for their time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. We'll say bye to Zoom first, and I'll see you soon. Peace.
Recording stopped.
All right. And over here on Instagram, no, let me just say Facebook. On Facebook, I'd like to thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you, and always. Peace. Over here on Instagram, I'd like to thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Marja Keys, thank you for coming, and always, peace. And over here on YouTube Live, see you in a few moments. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you, and see you soon, and always. Peace.